Alright, Buck, go ahead and do your thing.
Trisha! Oh my god, do not fall asleep in front of the frat boys. Buck, I need you to watch over her until she wakes up. If you see a single ball sack get near her, you rip it off. Did y'all ever start PC gaming by grabbing your mom's work laptop and playing games with about, 8 frames per second? Cause that's basically how it started for me. When you saw this video pop up, I would be very surprised if you didn't think, what the hell is that? Because I swear no one ever talks about this game. Ghostmaster was released in 2003 on the PC. I found this game when my mom took me to Walmart one day and it was just kinda there. This happened to be around the time where I started thinking spooky shit was rad, and a game where you get to play and control ghosts was an instant buy for me. Then I proceeded to play the crap out of it, and I never beat it because I was 10 and stupid. Now after all this time, I decided to go back to it, and man, I gotta say, this is one of the few obscure games of my childhood that actually holds up. Ghostmaster was made by Sick Puppy Studios, who entered the scene, dropped Ghostmaster, refused to elaborate, and then left. I'm not kidding, they totally disappeared after this game, which is a damn shame because they really made something special here. Ghostmaster is interesting because it is a real-time strategy puzzle game, a genre where the more I think about it, the more I realize I can't name another game that plays like Ghostmaster. No, seriously, after this review, name me a game that is similar to this because I am drawing a blank here. In Ghostmaster, you take the role of a Ghostmaster, where you're in charge of a motley crew of paranormal entities ranging from traditional ghosts, elemental spirits, and humanoid animals that would have most likely planted the seed of you becoming a furry when you got older. But you didn't get me, fuckboy. The first thing to note about Ghostmaster is the vibes are off the charts. I swear, this game takes me back to my childhood where Cartoon Network would play really fun Halloween specials like Scary Godmother or something involving the Hex Girls. Seriously, if you told me this was originally a Saturday morning cartoon, I would have totally believed you. It just nails everything. The ghost designs are fun and have a lot of variety, and each of them have a clear, distinct personality despite most of them not having much voice lines. But if you want fun voice acting, the narrator who introduces the levels hams it up every time he talks, and it's just a blast to listen to him do his thing.
It seems that the house was built on the site of an ancient chicken burial ground, the pit for the Calamityville Poultry Slaughterhouse. So many turkeys and chickens were slain and thrown into the earth. Their troubled essences await retribution. The troubled mind of one Carol Ann Hutz, a child who has already witnessed your terrible powers once, has become home for hard-boiled, a gestalt of the headless necks and ruffled feathers of the departed. Aid this poltergeist in emptying the house of the taint of rational human presence, and you will acquire a valuable new ally.
Since you are haunting different locations, you best believe Ghostmaster pulled out all the stops to make the environments and scenarios fun. When it comes to locations, you'll have some pretty standard haunts such as a sorority house or even just a classic family home. Then you get to some of the really cool locations like a yacht that belongs to a mobster, or even a cabin in the woods that is a near-perfect replica of a certain horror movie cabin. Oh yeah, you even have a whole-ass military outpost because why the hell not? Each location provides a ton of wiggle room to set up your haunts and accommodates multiple fetters so you can make sure you get to use all of your favorite ghosts. Even locations that are kind of boring like the sorority house manages to mix things up by adding a coven of young witches in the house who can actually perform exorcisms on your ghosts, locking them away for the entire level. Shaking things up like this helps because you will revisit certain locations, but now you're not just doing the same thing and have an actual obstacle to look out for. Alright, I love me some spooky vibes, but we gotta move on. So the way Ghostmaster works is you are assigned an area you need to haunt. You will assemble a crew and it is time for the fun to begin. Each ghost has a unique fetter that allows them to be placed on the map. While this creates a restriction in your ghostly affairs, I still have to admit it works really well on a thematic level. Once a ghost is placed, it is time for them to go to work. Each ghost has a ton of powers to choose from, but these powers cost ectoplasm. Ectoplasm is required for you to keep a ghost tethered to its I can't say that, you get the point, and to activate its powers. But earning ectoplasm is all part of the fun. You will generate more ectoplasm the more afraid the mortals are. More ectoplasm means more ghosts, and more ghosts means more powers to choose from. The spookier the power, the higher it costs in ectoplasm, but you best believe those powers are gonna do some work. Again, on a thematic level, this mechanic just works wonders. Think of a supernatural horror movie. When the movie begins, do the ghosts just go balls to the wall with the scares off the bat? Or do they start off subtly? A few weird noises here and there and maybe a quick apparition is how it starts off. But then, when the movie reaches its climax, is when all hell breaks loose. And that is exactly how Ghostmaster plays. You'll hit them with some weird electrical stuff happening and some baby spiders for good measure. Then as you get more ectoplasm, ghosts will start revealing themselves and spreading dread across the area. Then it's time for the climax, and you best believe the climax of each level is a beautifully chaotic scene every time. You'll have Clatterclaw swarming people with spiders, Ghastly forcing people to hit the gritty in front of Piggly Wiggly, and then Arclight straight up committing war crimes with white phosphorus. Do you feel like a hero yet? Again, if you wanted this game to play out like a full-on horror movie like The Conjuring or Insidious, then you best believe that is exactly what it does, and you'll get to kick back and relax as you become the reason an entire family needs therapy. Although mentally and emotionally scarring people isn't the only goal in the game. It is really fun though. The puzzle element in this game comes from different objectives. Every single map has a few ghosts that are bound to the location, and you have to figure out how to free them. Some of these are simple, like supernaturally making people lucky so the pinball machine zaps a lazy little shit that won't get off it. But some of these are much more complicated than that. There will be ghosts where you have to follow multiple steps to free them, such as Blue Murder, who requires you to find out who is the dirty cop in the police station and catch them red-handed. To do this, you have to scare the cop that's guarding the evidence room. Once he's gone, the dirty cop will reveal himself by going to the drug money and taking some for himself. Once you know who he is, you can lure him to Blue Murder and fuck his life up. Now, even though this process requires multiple steps, it doesn't sound that complicated once you know what to do, right? Well, sadly, this puzzle in particular took me over an hour and a half to do. I have a lot of positive things to say about this game, but it has its own Achilles heel, and that is the AI. Puzzles that should take you minutes to do once you figure out the solution sometimes take up to an hour to complete, because for some damn reason, the AI doesn't want to work with you. During the Blue Murder puzzle, that piece of shit dirty cop for some reason would go into the evidence room, look around like a Neanderthal, and just leave. And then he would fucking do it again. Like, I have no clue why this happens, but for some reason the AI has no problem getting to the area that triggers an event, but once they're there, their IQ goes all the way down to room temperature numbers and they'll just forget what they're doing. Like, I needed someone to flush a toilet to free a ghost, and I know that sounds really weird, but just follow me on this, and these idiots go to the damn outhouse, look directly into the toilet, and just peace out. I'm a patient man. Hell, I have 1,000 hours in Dead by Daylight, so you better believe my patience has been tested again and again. But for some reason, seeing these AI just bumble around when they are so close to getting the objective done makes me snap inside. To the point where when they finally do it, it feels more like a relief than an actual accomplishment, making it the worst form of edging I have ever experienced. I can't stress this enough. The game is a total blast, but oh my god, that AI is horrendous. A lot of it is optional objectives, but there are a few levels that will require triggering AI to do something to proceed, and they are some of the worst levels in the game. What makes this even more weird is the ghost AI is actually really good. Each ghost can be given orders such as using only certain powers or only activating their powers when a mortal is in the room. Unlike the dumbass mortals, the ghosts will follow your orders to the very letter. A lot of puzzles require this, and after going through the entire game, I could say you will have zero problems with the ghosts doing what they need to do. Speaking of ghosts, one tip that will help you a lot when you play the game is when you set up your ghost squad, you should always click the recommended button at the bottom. This will autofill ghosts that have the exact powers you need to complete the puzzles, which is really helpful because once you start a level, you lock that team in. So let's say a puzzle requires you to bring a ghost that needs to break glass. If you start the level without selecting a ghost that can do that, then you'll have to restart the level, losing any progress you made. Trust me, it sucks to play a level for 20 minutes and realize you have to do it all over again, so you're better off clicking the recommended button when you first play a level. That still won't save you from the AI though. Man, I know I just went through this whole thing, but seriously, you do not understand how much that triggered me. There's this one level where you have to unlock the furry bait rabbit, and to do that, you have to get a teddy bear back to the kid she's attached to. So step 1 is to scare off some dumbass bully. Oh, by the way, children are like in a lot of levels, and the game allows you to mentally traumatize children, which is a good thing because kids are dumb and annoying. Anyways, step 2 is to wait for one of the hospital staff to pick up the bear and bring it to the kid. This is where things start to suck because the staff legit pick up the bear and just go about their damn day with it. To make matters worse, the little shit refuses to leave the room he's in, and if you scare him too much, you'll send him running off and losing the chance to free the ghost. So the only option is to scare the crap out of the idiots holding the bear so they can run to the damn kid, but if you scare them too much, they'll drop the bear and you'll have to wait for someone else to pick it up and start the whole fucking process over again until someone brings this dumbass kid his stupid bear. I don't even want the furry bait rabbit, but the goddamn completionist in me won't allow me to like not get her. So once it's done, the only solace you have is finally being able to scare the little shit and give him a reason to have codependency issues.
You get what you fucking deserve, Jimmy!
Wait, the footage lagged? The game wouldn't even let me have this one bit of comfort? What the fuck, man? Guys, I swear I actually really like this game, which says a lot because I am clearly still very pissed about some of the bullshit it put me through. Actually, I want to talk about something I found wild during the game. So the game for the most part doesn't have too much of an overall plot. Most levels have their own self-contained stories, but for the most part, the game has that vibe of a Saturday morning cartoon I mentioned earlier. Sure, you definitely send a lot of people to therapy, but hey, I believe people should see therapists as much as they see a doctor, so I'm technically doing them a favor. In the end, it's not like you're hurting or killing them. I say as I got really disappointed when the clip of me committing war crimes to a child lagged a bit. But then comes the Darkling. You'll eventually reach a level that requires you to bring a film crew to the cabin. From there, you're supposed to help them complete the ritual and summon the Darkling. So the Darkling is an ancient primordial being that was created from the darkness of the human soul, effectively making it a creature from the warp. When you look at the cast of ghosts, a lot of them are a ton of fun, and then you have this damn thing. But I guess it's fine because every cartoon has that one scary character. So you lead the filmmakers to the cabin, save them from some nerd with a gun, and finally it's time to get the ritual started. The Darkling is summoned, and then he devours their souls, leaving them as empty shells of flesh. Oh man, that escalated quickly. It's even more fucked up when you realize the game has a canonical afterlife, and by the Darkling eating these people's soul, they never actually get to see it. So they're just gone. Oh my god, are we the baddies? Look, at the end of the game, the ghosts actually go to heaven. But why the hell is this eldritch entity going to heaven? He straight up did something worse than killing a man, so why does he get to go? Also, just ignore the giant copyright infringement of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in the background, because that is a story for another day. Or for when you play the game. So in conclusion, Ghostmaster in my opinion is an underappreciated gem that deserves more attention. Decades after release, I don't think anyone has really attempted something similar to its gameplay, and that is a shame because this type of game has some real potential. I think the biggest tragedy of the game is the sheer amount of cut content it has. The game on its own is actually pretty meaty, but looking up the Wikipedia, you'll find loads of cut levels, ghosts, and even an entire expansion they wanted to do. Fortunately, a group of modders have been working on a mod called the Ghostmaster Complete Edition that aims to restore the cut content of the game, and from what I've seen, they've been doing a pretty good job. With a price tag around $5 on Steam, you really can't go wrong with this title. Unless fucking Jimmy refuses to get his damn rabbit again. If you're in the mood for some fun, spooky vibes, or just interested in creating your own horror movie, I can't recommend this game enough. Just be prepared to potentially have an aneurysm due to the AI. But hey, if that happens, you can become an official Ghostmaster, so that's pretty cool. I'm Chris from Genuine Chill. If you liked the video, you should like the video and subscribe for more reviews. I'm gonna go see if my new friend the Darkling could pay a visit to dear old little Jimmy. But until then, I hope to see you next time.